Hello investors and welcome back. Let's talk about SNDL. I was in this play for so long and then I exited my position. I just got back into it last week at the 45-cent range. Y'all know, if you've been following this channel, I had a 50-cent cost average, and the last time this ran up, I was taking profits, and I don't apologize to anybody for that. I'm back in this because I have faith in the company. I've done my due diligence, and I believe the upside potential now is greater than the downside potential, even if the Alcana brand transaction acquisition does not happen. I'm going to explain why in this video. They're sitting on a lot of cash, and even if this transaction doesn't go through, that's the downside risk, right? The stock could come tumbling down. People are going to panic and sell. I still believe in SNDL. I believe they have something else lined up, and there's also a $25 million fee for not going through with the transaction. So I see that their balance sheet's just going to get healthier, and they're still going to make a move in the market. They've got to do something, and I have a lot of faith in the CEO. I believe Zach is an absolute beast. Let's get straight into the video. 3 reasons to buy Sundial growers ahead of earnings. Now, typically, I say don't do anything prior to earnings unless you're absolutely confident. Now, there's a catalyst coming up for SNDL, and you can see the positive momentum trend in the chart. We're going to take a look in case you have not entered yet. Last week, you had an opportunity on Wednesday. 390 companies were at their 52-week low. I was talking about this. I had released something to the Patreon members at 4 a.m. in the morning on companies that I was like, look, if you don't have these on your radar, put them on your radar now. The Fed spoke. We have stability, more stability in the market than prior to the Fed speaking. Now, the Fed saying anything can cause fluctuations in the market, but there's more stability in the market now. We have Eastern European conflict happening. We have the potential of a cyber attack that's going to happen. Any of those things could cause fluctuations in the market, but this is something I have a small position in SNDL. Let's get straight into it. 3 reasons to buy. Number 1 is going to be that we're expecting impressive earnings from SNDL. Number 1, right? So the Spirit Leaf brand, they had a partial quarter with the Spirit Leaf brand. This should be a full quarter with the Spirit Leaf brand, and it should look good. The Alcana acquisition, all the legalities, the back and forth, just the regulatory steps that have to be taken with, flour and liquor in the same category, running through all those hoops. Alcana was not a just absolute clean liquor business. I mean, it was the largest, but they had some issues. Some of their stores, they had to close them down, and they had to, restructure a little bit. So this is just going to bring the Alcana acquisition even stronger when it comes over. So they had to work through some things. Now, this last one was Nova Cannabis, and they just did the release of their sales, and it turned out really well, and they're going to continue growing. We're going to take a quick look at that. I've done this in this channel in the past. We looked at Nova Cannabis. They plan on expanding to something like 200 plus stores. Now, here's another important piece of information. March 29th, a week from today, they will release their financial results, their 4th quarter financial results. And then we get to talk about it overnight. I get to come online, answer any questions that you have. I'm going to release a video, of course, because I do have a stake in this. And then March 30th at 10:30, it's like they didn't learn any lessons last time. But I want to tell you why I believe it's a little different, because we're already under $1. So there's nobody worried about what's going to happen with this meeting $1, right? Everything is on its way up. At 10:30, we're going to talk, and that's when either they're going to clarify topics, a question and answer by the analysts. Everyone is going to be looking for an update about the Alcana. Now, if the company's smart in their financial information, they're not going to say anything about the Alcana transaction unless it's approved. If it's approved, go ahead, release that information. If it's not approved, if anything at all, we're going to hear about that the next day, March 30th, at that conference call. You better believe I am going to block myself off. Sundial growers, stock downgraded. What's the downside? 65 cents. We've got 50 cents, right? If you're under 50 cents, you've definitely mitigated your risk. So say you're getting in now around 53, 54. We're going to take a look at the charts, but I would say you're still mitigating your risk. Price target here, 85 and 97 price is what they this isn't on tip ranks anymore, so I had to Google it just to see what kind of upside potential we have. 63% upside potential. It could be more. I mean, there's a lot of volume that comes into this stock in the past. Can it come back again? I believe people are going to come back and bite on some of this just because if this transaction goes through, it's going to pop up on a lot of people's radar. Now, August 8th, we've got until August 8th to get that $1 compliance. So we have a lot of time. Number one, you're going to know if this goes through in just a few days. Less than a week, you're going to know if they're going to postpone it again or if the deal's going to fall through altogether. I want to pause for just a minute to ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave a big thumbs up. And if you want to take advantage of this MooMoo account special, if you've never had a MooMoo account and you deposit just $1, you get 3 free stocks. One of those guaranteed to be NEO, so you don't have to worry about getting a $3, $2, $5 stock. You get a guaranteed $20 stock, 2 other free stocks, so you're looking at $30 or a 30x return on your money by using that link in the comments below. Now, if you deposit $2,000, you get 6 free stocks, and one of them is guaranteed to be NEO. And then you can take your money back out, do whatever you want with it. But this is a no-brainer deal that I'm going to talk about till the end of the month, and then it expires for 6 free stocks, one of those guaranteed to be NEO. Let's get back into the video. All right, for those of you that have not been through the Nova Cannabis slideshow presentation, I went through this briefly before. Now take a look, 2025, 2026, of course, they're expecting the market to grow. This regulatory environment, it's killing them, and they've had an oversupply. But this company, Nova, plans on rebranding itself, and that's what it's been doing. It's trying to take advantage, and that's what you see right here, advantage. It's taking advantage of people who want a conscious consumer base, people that want a value brand, and that's how they've been marketing this, and they plan on expanding. You see here, 200 plus, like I was talking about before, locations by 2023. All right, so let's take a quick look at the charts, and you can see that we are in an uptrend this last week, and it's starting to get close to the 70 on the RSI and the 4-hour chart. Let's take this down to the 30-minute chart, and you can see in the last week, this was back on March 14th. I believe that was last Monday. Yeah, March 14th was last Monday. This was the 44 or 45 cent range. And then it has been going up since it tested. I believe 43 cents shows really strong signs of support. This would be your downside risk here. I put in 46 cents if it does decide to come down after earnings. Now, right now, I believe we still have a lot of upside potential going through the end of this week, leading into next week. I believe this continues to try and trend upwards. I would be patient if you haven't entered yet, because we are now, even in the 30-minute chart, about to hit this RSI. And as you can see, as it starts to peak, it comes back down to find support. So I would say if you're entering now at 58 cents, you're entering at the top, you should wait and get this at 56 or lower. So I would say be patient. Don't chase this up at the top. But I would encourage you to get in before earnings. I do see positive catalysts coming up. That's all I've got for the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.